It was a pretty ordinary day. I had woken up but an hour ago, and was currently in the process of stretching myself snake-like across the ceilings of my large, throbbing apartment building. Just as my head met my tail and I lost the physical Nokia game that was my form, I noticed a small speck on the carpet below. That wasn't there yesterday, I thought aloud. Untangling my ankles from my ears, I descended back into the plane to which gravity had assigned me, so as to inspect the speck in more detail. Spectacular, muttered my mouth before my tongue could stop it. The pun reverberated around my room like the sound of a large metal cylinder being dropped in an aircraft hangar, and I was forced to stew in my own stupidity for far too long. Once the sound died down, my attention refocused onto this speck. It was yellow in colour, ovular in shape, and had no discernible smell. Poking it with the tip of my ring finger, it rotated, and I was able to make out some vague writing on the side. This was starting to seem familiar. I'd seen this shape before, nay, I had a closer relationship than that. I and this shape, we had at times been one. For this shape was not merely a shape, was not merely a yellow oval with writing on one side. It was, as you may have guessed, a pill. Gabapentin 400 milligrams, in fact. I reached into my jacket pocket with my hand on the opposite side to it, twisting into a contorted shape, reaching 480 degrees around myself to grab the bottle of beer that had somehow not spilled, despite having been hung from the ceiling for the past while and a half. I placed the pentin gently onto my tongue, then with a great gulp of beer swallowed the mouthful. Oh gosh, here we go again, is what you're probably thinking after finding out this is yet another poorly written drug story. Alas, it is not so. See, this may be a story containing drugs, but it's not a drug story. You could have a box with bananas in it, but that doesn't make it a banana box. It's a cardboard box. It's not made of bananas. Clearly, you're an imbecile. Leaving that nonsense aside, I was just about to head out to the shops. Walking back to my room, humming a tune, thinking of June, and smoking a moon, I pondered upon what I would wear to step outside. As of now, I was wearing a pea green trench coat and some checkered boxer shorts. Hardly appropriate gear for what was sure to be a trek into the untamed wilderness of the beyond. Donning some trousers and boots, I thought about the sheer effort I was about to exert, hyping myself up for the long journey ahead, one from which I may never return. Then, it hit me. What if there was a way to move much faster than regular walking speed? What if? I headed over to the stairs and looked down into the darkness. The abyss beyond stared back at me. Pure, soul-crushing black. Who knows what could lurk beyond? I turned the light on and found that it was pretty much just a normal staircase and nothing lurked at all. Gritting my teeth, I took a step back so I could get a run up. There would only be one shot. I took a deep breath and went for it. Yahoo! I shouted as I jumped. Yahoo! Yahoo! Yeah! I held the analog stick backwards as I spammed jump, building tremendous speed travelling up the stairs. You see, the programmers forgot to apply a speed cap to backwards movement, so by quickly backwards long jumping, BLJ, into a slope, you can theoretically build infinite momentum. In fact, if you can pull it off well enough, you can build enough speed to clip through walls, as I was about to find out. When I'd reached the top of the stairs, I pause buffered in order to angle myself with precision back from whence I came. I clipped right through my front door. I sped in reverse down the street, passing people and vehicles at tremendous speeds. I zoomed by houses, bus stops, shops. Wait, shops? Isn't that the shop I was trying to go to? Fuck, I was already past it. My speed was dying down. Ah, shit. I slowed to a stop. Head hung low in shame, I walked like a fucking normie down the hills to the newsagent. I could sense the stares. Everyone knew I didn't have chops. They were sniggering amongst themselves, pointing and laughing. I heard someone say, "Lol, I bet that guy can't even do Lacastu skip. XD. I'd been outed. Outed as a noob. All in all, it was a very silly time. Into the shop I went, beelining towards the fridge to pick up a Monster Energy trademark. For a well-rehearsed dance, I pirouetted into the pharmaceutical aisle. Dextromethorphan, Benzojex, go up to the counter. Can I get a pack of Camels, please? He reaches to the shelf behind him and grabs a pack of Camels, please, then hands it to me. He sure looks like a deck of cards. I pay for my shit with my shit and head outside the door. No BLJ this time. It's only a 5-minute walk. I'm not sure why I made such a big deal out of it. What's with that? On the walk back, I passed the dreadlock Rasta. He asked me for a cigarette, and one for the missus. I want to politely decline, but instead I politely incline. Without thought, I've already handed him 2 camels for my pack camels, please. We nod to each other and pass ways. I eat the bottle of Robitussin whole. The beer's still in my pocket. 4 minutes and 28 seconds later, I arrive at my front door. Now here is where I fucked up. The door is closed. I clipped through the door. I didn't bring my keys because I clipped through the door. Halfway climbing up my drain pipe, I realize that this must be what drain gang truly means. At last, I am fully drained out. I use my dislocated jaw to jimmy open my window and crawl space into the building. Ah, home sweet home, sweet home. I see the shadow of my past self and the reflection from an empty vodka bottle on the mantle. I wave and he waves back. It's cool. We're cool. So I roll end over end towards he who is infatuated with man and fucking Batista bomb that dude. Marquez woke up, shrouded by endless black. He peered around, craning his neck, but was unable to see. He broke his bed and began to walk. He knew not where he was going, but he knew he had no choice but to go. He walked for maybe days, maybe minutes. Ognothem spoke. Behold, the featherless biped truly believes he has the right to knowledge. Man is convinced that what there is to be known is in all knowable. Marquez was confused. He ignored it and kept walking, kept walking, kept walking. The story ended here. There was no satisfaction. There was no conclusion. Ognothem was right.